The other aspect, like if we're talking about the marriage situation, I would be trying to get them married off as soon as possible. I know your dad helped you out when you were young to help you get married. That's been my view since back in the day. When it's time for the kids to get married, what am I going to do? Am I going to send them off to university until they're like 22, 23, 24, and then they're going to have a hard time? Or am I going to make it easy for them? I would say that's one of the biggest problems, is the issue of the young people not being able to fulfill their sexual desires in a halal way. And I remember what it was like to be a teenager. You're all piss and vinegar. And my parents didn't do nothing about it. It wasn't even a thing. Go to university, get a degree, and then inshallah, one day we'll find you a wife. Between the time I hit puberty and the time I get married, that's 15 years, bro. What's going to happen? 100%. There's, without a doubt, there's going to be some haram that's going to happen. So what's the point? What are we trying to do here? Are we trying to actually raise our kids in an Islamic way, or are we just trying to do things that don't work anymore? So that's my view. I'm just going to try to get them married as early as possible. Obviously, it's going to be up to them. I'm not going to force them to get married or anything like that, but I'm going to plant the seeds, ask them, do you want to get married, help them find an appropriate husband or wife. And then whatever I can do to support them, I'll do it. I know there's one family in Dubai, the kid grew up around the Islamic Center, and when it was time for him to go to university, the parents got him married. And they both, the two kids got married, husband and wife went off to university together. Now imagine how easy that kid's life was. He's a Muslim kid, he's married, now he's in university. How much easier that is. As opposed to you going to university, single kid, freedom for the first time. There's pum pum everywhere. Even if you're a proper namazi, wearing the thobe, short thobe with the beard and the hat and all that stuff, something's going to happen, bro. Something's going to happen.
I can relate to this experience because, as you guys know, I got married when I was 16. The night before I got married, I was not practicing. By practicing, I mean I wasn't praying. I was just your regular 16-year-old kid. Immediately after my nikah, it's like Allah just flipped my heart, and then I never missed a salah in my life ever again. I dropped all of the haram, like music, girls, female friends, everything just all dropped in a single night, and that's all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I remember the next day after I got married, I had to go on a school trip. There was no honeymoon. I had school the next day. I went on this psychology trip with the school, with the college, and the Dhuhr came in, and I remember exiting the amphitheater and finding somewhere random to pray Dhuhr. It was like something else was in control of my body. And I was like, wow, this is weird. I'm actually going out of my way to pray on time as well. Like, it's a bit of a surreal experience. But then I finished college and I went to university, and you're absolutely right, Akhi. There was absolutely zero fitna for me, alhamdulillah. I was married. And because I was new to practicing the deen, when you're new, you're fired up. I was wearing thobe every day. I had my little topi as well. No girls were going to come to me because I was just like, just stay away. I was involved with the Islamic Society, and it was not a problem at all. Girls were never a problem for me post getting married because I had my outlet. I had my wife and I had my outlet, and it's night and day difference. It's night and day difference. Yeah, I can relate to this viscerally because I went through that. That was me. I was that guy. I got married young, and I went to college, and I went to uni, and there was no problems. I had no problems with girls, alhamdulillah, because of that.
I don't know what's wrong with our parents, just Muslims in general. Do they even remember being
No, I don't think
like
they do.
pubescent boys? When you're horny, you cannot think straight. You're almost insane. You're like a heat-seeking missile. There's only one thing that you're going after. It's very, like, they don't realize. I don't know what's. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just more in tune with this, but it makes no sense to me the way that we behave as a community, knowing that the only way that a Muslim man or woman can have sex is in marriage, and then we wait until they're 25 or 30, even longer than that, to help them get married.
Like you said, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Yeah, this stuff's going to happen. It is what it is. It's going to happen whether you like it or not.